Space invaders at the mall, or maybe we're not 100% sure if it's even an alien. Actually, we're not 100% sure about anything.
Could be an
But
interdimensional being.
yeah, but some crazy things coming out of Miami right now.
Wild stuff.
Yeah, the official story is that on New Year's Day, around 8 p.m. at night, cops received a 911 call about shots fired. It turns out that it was allegedly fireworks and that a bunch of teens were rioting, and this turned into, the entire area kind of getting out of control, upwards of dozens and dozens of people getting into fights all over town and things of that nature. So what the Miami Police Department decides to do is send over 200 cops to this mall to gain control again.
That's what I call a knee-jerk reaction right there.
I don't know how you respond to situations like that as a police officer, so I'm not going to break down your tactics right now and say they were right or wrong. To me, it does seem excessive, but I don't know too much, right? That could be the right call in that situation. But that is the official story coming out of Miami. Until a few other people started to have conversations, Jim.
What kind of conversations were that?
They were having conversations about what they claim they saw. And it wasn't a bunch of fireworks and teens. So I'm going to play this one clip and then we'll dive into the story about it. This is going to be from TikTok.
Since nobody's going to talk about it, I figured, fuck it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was down in Miami for the New Year's, you know what I'm saying? Me and my girl, I got a little timeshare. We was down there on a like a mini vacay, just to start the New Year's off right. So anyway, we happened to be at that mall. So we had Foot Locker or whatever. Next thing you know, you start hearing all this commotion outside, sound like firecrackers or something. So, you know what I'm saying? I grab her close. I'm like, yo, we about to get up out of here, because I originally thought that they were shooting. You know what I'm saying? I thought, some type of gunfight had broke out, whatever the case is, because we're not familiar with Miami, we're not familiar with the city. So I'm like, damn, I ain't even got my blick. So you know what I'm saying? We about to swerve. Next thing I know, it's like crazy. Like, we just see all these people running, like, fat chicks.
That's a sight to see.
Old ladies, like, I'm talking about moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, old people even move. I'm talking about moving. So, my girl, she like, what's going on? I'm like, fuck all that. We out. Like, I'm not going to ask no questions. We just going to follow the crowd. Next thing you know, real, like, gunshots start going off. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we trying to follow the crowd, get out of there. I look back, no cap, yo.
He's not
no
lying.
Cap. I look back, people. It looked like, like a big ass shadow, but it was solid at the same time. Like a few shadows, but they were solid at the same time. And it almost looked like they was coming our direction, like they was chasing us, but they was disappearing and reappearing closer.
That's terrifying.
So I'm like, yo, what? So we start really moving. Next thing you know, we start hearing more gunshots. Like, these dudes start firing at this shit. Get outside, mad police, all that. You know what I'm saying? The police is like trying to get all the people that ran out the mall. They like trying to like detain these people, whatever. But me and my girl, we ended up just sliding past all that and everything like that. But a lot of people saying, why didn't nobody film and all that? When that type of shit is going on, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that, like some paranormal, nobody thinking about no phone. You know what I'm saying? Everybody going survival mode. But for real, they lying, yo. It was all them officers and all that. They was not there because of no kids fighting. It was really some like movie shit going on in there, yo. So that's what it was, yo.
All right. So as you saw, that was Sosa Pippin, and he comes out with this. I don't have the timestamp on that date when he came out with that, but it was shortly after all this stuff, because then he comes out and recants that story. Let's watch his recant of his story, shall we?
My shit jumping like the trap. Nah, but for real, like real shit though. On the dead homies, I was trolling. I ain't never even been to Miami. Shit, yo, y'all be bugging. Yo, real shit though. Y'all stay away from them fucking aliens and all that. Y'all be safe out there.
That's a little. What's going on with that? He said
He
no
looked
cap. He said no cap.
no
Jim.
cap. He wasn't lying. In this video, though, he looks like he's a little bit more nervous when he's
Yeah.
filming. I don't know if that's like a whole act he's trying to do, but I mean, to me, it looked like real emotion.
And then at the end, he's like, "Oh yeah, stay away from those aliens." But it felt like a sense of truth coming out of him. So, yeah, that's
And I mean, when he
very
was filming
interesting.
that first video, he was very. It seemed like to me, it didn't look like he was lying, unless he's like a really good liar.
Yeah,
But
I will
like,
say, if he might be a good storyteller. We don't know this guy, but it's an edited. He put music behind it. You know, people with that try to give you some more forethought. There was a detail I caught. He said he was at the Foot Locker. Granted, there's Foot Lockers everywhere, but there is a Foot Locker right next to the inside the Bayside Marketplace. So, I mean, maybe he could just research that. But if he wasn't there, how would we know that? Unless he was just taking a stab at any location that might be in a mall. Um, just things to think about. So let's look at some of the other stuff that's come out. This is one of my favorite videos that's come out so far. Um, this is from a guy named Gary Piddle on Twitter. Um, I think I know what's happening. The way I do it, I try to pause it beforehand, and I think that fucks it up. A lot of cops for a bunch of people fighting each other.
yep, especially kids.
Look how they're all isolating that island.
Mm-hmm.
Esto es en Bayside ahora.
Now I've watched this video a couple of times, so there's some things that I've noticed and other people have pointed out. I'm gonna leave it raw for right now, and let's see if our viewers catch anything on their first watch. But then we'll go back through and I'll show you what I saw.
De la noche de hoy, 1 de enero, frente a Bayside. No sabemos qué está pasando.
Lit up like the 4th of July there.
Yeah. Yeah, now they're letting people walk through that island.
Bueno, para que sean testigos de cuando se produce una llamada a todas las unidades. Y las que vienen en camino.
Just so many cops
cops.
everywhere. I mean, it's Miami. They have a large police force, so.
But for people shooting off fireworks, would you really bring that many cops?
I mean, what I do and what the chief of police does are probably two very different things. I do want to take it back here. And I believe the first thing I want to point out, and it might be unviewable from the quality we have the video, so I'm going to ask some of our viewers to look this up later. But so there are reports that if you pause it here and you kind of look at the stairs on that island, that there's some shadowy figure moving around. I believe, did I have a better picture of that? I don't know if I do. Um, oh, I do right here. So let me uh, hide this, open this, and show you what I got going on right here. So this is a crop of a much higher quality. If you can see right here, there's a shadowy figure, but there does seem to be a lot of people right here. That might just be a cop.
Or
Um,
it could be
right. So things to think about. But that's not even the most interesting part about the video. So I'm going to stop sharing this. I'm going to bring that video back live. And what I want to show you
Esto es en Bayside.
is about just before the minute mark. Pay attention to the street closest to the building he's recording from. He's going to dip the camera down here.
No sabemos qué
Nothing
está
weird,
pasando.
nothing weird. Let's follow that black car. Do you see it? Did you see it? Okay, so it's actually the street farthest from him. But let's do that again. As you follow these cops coming down,
No sabemos qué
right?
está pasando.
All right. So it's going to be the street coming here. All right. You see that black car, Jim?
yeah.
What the hell's that? You see that?
It's like a shadow moving, but there's nothing
like-
that would like be that like. There's no way that could happen. It's
Right? I don't. This
there's
is
no
probably
physical
the most,
item to make a shadow.
No sabemos
Yeah,
qué está pasando.
this is the craziest part of the entire incident I'm seeing in Miami so far, and he doesn't bring it up. No one seems to notice it. Some people on the internet caught it. So if someone has an explanation for that, I'm all ears. I just don't know what that is. So-
Shadow people. I'm just kidding.
Exactly. And there are a few other things coming out. Sosa Pippin was not the only one to recant a story about what actually happened. I have some screenshots from Twitter about somebody claiming that they were there. So let's review that and see what it is. Again, lowest form of evidence, just some dude on Twitter posting. But we'll see what he has to say. Take this with a
Grain of
several
salt.
grains of salt. Several.
Several.
All right. Share screen. All right. I was at the all caps, mind you. I was at the mall, or the Miami Mall yesterday, and the government is lying. Okay, yeah, well, pretty standard stuff. There were no kids fighting. Everyone started panicking because these gray creatures were walking around. They didn't make any noise or sounds, but started and watched you move. I tried to take a video, but he goes on, and we'll follow it up. But
You know what I gotta
hey,
say
no,
to him?
stop that.
Bit.
What
Bit.
what day did I say this was, Jim?
January 1st,
What day did he post this?
January 5th.
What day did he say this was?
I was at the Miami yesterday. So
Seems
January
a bit,
4th.
seems
He's a
like
little
this
bit of
is.
a liar.
I think so. I think this whole thread's kind of pointless, and don't listen to what this guy has to say. But I will, for the sake of argument, put up his best form of evidence that he provides, which I will do that here in a second. After I close that, close this, open this, and we did some forensic evidence. No, we're not going to call that. That's an insult to forensic scientists everywhere. So first, we'll open this chain, and he's providing this as proof. Not his proof, but someone's proof. Here. This was posted earlier, and I cannot verify its authenticity. So he already can't verify its authenticity. All I can say is that this looks very similar to what I and others. I've seen very few people coming out, but others reportedly saw. no fingers or legs, anatomically consistent with a being that glides as opposed to steps. And then we have this guy.
And
So
I have.
yeah,
We tried to see if we could clear the photo up a little bit,
yeah,
and couldn't get any really much better. But there it is. It looks like
yeah,
somebody like literally took like a picture with the background removed and just placed it on there. In my eyes, it looks like, and just made it blurry so you couldn't actually. Because we have cameras that take 4K. How do you?
yeah.
What is this bull crap?
So I don't know what the hell's going on with that face, but you can see there's a more defined muscular figure in there than the original photo. But I mean, look at the curb, the cobblestone. This doesn't match up with any of the surrounding area that I'm noticing at all. I don't know. I'm not thinking too much about this. But we'll bring up another video I did manage to scrounge up, and I think this one's pretty interesting. Again, focusing around those stairs that all the cops are blocking off. See, bit of a better angle. You can kind of see something moving. That was very short. Let's play it again. Not much to go on. Very blurry, unfortunately. Just something moving though. Definitely something there. Is it just a person walking? Maybe, but um, yeah. So we kind of went through and looked at all the various footage that seemed relevant and not just completely fake. We listened to some of the stories that were going around. Now I do want to bring up a cop's perspective of what happened that night. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this for you.
January
Here we start
2nd,
that.
2024, with the whole January 2nd, 2024, with the whole Bayside situation. Y'all gotta be stopped. Y'all gotta stop believing these people on TikTok and social media and all. Man, y'all gotta be stopped. In regards to this Bayside incident, we did not respond because it was 9-foot, 10-foot creatures and all this other bullshit y'all got going on. Bro, I'm gonna make this short, sweet, and simple. There was no black ops helicopter circling around the entire mall or any of that shit. There's no creatures, no nothing. It was a bunch of juveniles fighting and throwing fireworks at people. That's why we responded. Bro, y'all gotta stop this shit, bro. Like, stop clout chasing. There was no helicopters, no creatures, none of that. Stop. And for the people online looking at this stuff, y'all gotta stop believing them. Seriously. Stop.
Yeah. So one first thing, I will never stop clout chasing, and yeah.
You got that
Second,
goddamn right.
secondly, yeah, don't believe anything I say. Don't ever take anyone's word for granted. Always, that's why we do these things. We look at things and we break them down. You should never take anything at face value, even if I tell you it's true. But what do you think of that cop's statement, Jim?
I think, like, first off, why is he going off like candid? No, like, it's not professional. First off, he's just coming off saying, "Oh, this wasn't anything. This isn't nothing going on." Sounds like he's actually clout chasing because he wanted some of the piece of the little bit of the action, but like he didn't come out on like a news station. It would look like he like just came up on like TikTok or Facebook and said, "Oh, you guys are crazy," blah blah, all that. I don't
Now,
believe anything
the thing
he
I'm not,
says.
yeah, I mean, well, it's the government, Jim.
Yeah,
So,
that's very true.
you know what they say about the government.
Remember, kids, the next time that somebody tells you the government wouldn't do that, oh, yes, they would.
But yeah, so the thing I noticed about that video, there's a lot of hard cuts, which to me shows like he's being very careful with what he actually says, which could just be the characteristics of a person who is very aware of public perception of themselves. But it could also be um, symptomatic of the fact that he's making sure he's not slipping up and saying things he's not allowed to say. So that can go either way. Yeah, I
But like he had no read. Like it's not like his boss was like, "Oh, you need to go out there and say something to the people about what actually happened."
yeah. So I mean that's all I didn't see any actual or even read any valid reports about black ops helicopters going around.
I didn't
My
read
one
anything
friend
about
said
that.
he heard something on Twitter about it, but I couldn't track anything down that seemed relevant or real. So, I mean, maybe that shadow we saw was from a black ops helicopter, but I don't think so. I think that seemed too of an organic movement,
Or it could be an alien cloaking device,
or demonic powers. Maybe I don't know. We're
interdimensional.
still everyone. There's two sides. Like everyone's saying it's not an alien, or it's it was teens fighting, or it was an alien. But I mean, the infinite, the infinity possibilities of what it could actually be. I mean, you got to think like you could go, angels and demons and all that stuff, interdimensional beings, mass hallucination, things like that. Um, but yeah, this is an interesting one. I'm glad we were here to really view something like this firsthand and really get to see, well, not firsthand, but secondhand, opposed to going back to like the Phoenix Lights where we're digging through old stuff, like see a very breaking news topic in the paranormal field that we can kind of do some internet nose in the internet, nose on the screen research and dive into it. What do you think, Jim? Do you have a official statement you want to say if this is real or fake?
I'm gonna go with it's definitely real. I think
Definitely real. Approved.
I think well, for me, I think it's crazy that they sent what is it 200 police to break up kids shooting fireworks at the mall.
Yeah. And to be fair, the official story is that once the kids shot fireworks, a lot of people didn't know what was going on. And it started mass riots, and people were starting to fight each other, running, fleeing, and panicking. Um, I think the official statement is four underage people got arrested that night for resisting arrest and things of that nature. Um, but it's just theoretically, all these things could have happened the same night in the same spot. But I don't know. I think there was definitely people being hooligans and jumping around and doing stuff. But I also think you saw some of those things out there. They're I
Yeah,
don't know, Jim.
like
I
that
don't
shadow
know.
jumping on the street.
Right?
Strange.
But don't believe me, like the cop said. I'm just a clout chaser. Remember that. Just
clout chasers.
we are both clout chasers, and I'm not saying that like sarcastically. I'm just a guy on the internet. Look it up yourselves. All right. With that, I think we'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching our news topic. Breaking news, whatever I decide to call it in the title card. I love you guys. Have a good one.
I love you.